Welcome back on the streets. Here's a nice local couple from Araby, not far from where I am, just over the canal. Fireman and a teacher. Always seems to be that way, you know. Firemen, teachers, nurses, policemen seem to hook up. People want to help people. Guess it's understandable. It was a good Christian couple. Nice talk. And I guess all this is and what I'm doing here is, it's just sort of like affirmation, you know. We get to talk and see what other people are saying and what they believe, and from all walks of life, and see if it correlates with what, you know, we hear and see. So that's what I do here. And, you know, it's learning and a teaching process and a preaching process. And if you like what I'm doing, that probably got what, maybe 500 hardcore followers, give or take. I mean, there's a 10,000, almost 10,000, but seriously, I mean, you know, they don't all do tune in. But, you know, it would help me out a great deal. 100 of you, 100 of the 500, budget $5 a month. You know how much that would help me? It would put me into a better. It would get me off of thin ice. Let me put it that way, and make the ice a little bit thicker. And then I could concentrate on expanding and doing other things with this. And at least keeping this together. Because the operating expenses of what I'm doing here right now, I can hardly keep up with. So, Christmas is here. Go buy something. That too. But if you go to my Patreon site, I haven't been on the site myself in a long time, but there are a few patrons there that have pledged some money. And chip in what you can. It would go a long, long way and really ease a lot of pressure on me. So anyway, enough of that. I don't want to bore you with all my sales talk. I'll just, you know, thank all those that have supported me up till now and keep on supporting me. God bless you. And let's get to this video. And of course, you know, if you like it, you like it. If you care, you share. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. And if you have subscribed, hit the button again, just for the hell of it, because you never know, they knock you off. So here we go. Let's enjoy this, and God bless you.
A teacher, as aide in the classroom.
Yeah, she teaches computer and
she assists computer elective and assists in other classrooms. We have 1st through 12th graders at our school.
Public, private. Yeah, because I mean, you know, the things that are going on in the school these days.
I hear about public schools.
Oh,
I'm like,
man almighty. Yeah. I don't know how they even learn anything.
A lot of them don't.
And the discipline, like we've had some kids switch over from public school, come here, and parents say, like, they don't get away with their discipline issues at our school. And one of the moms were like, nothing would have ever been said. That's why he's here, because I want discipline for him. At public school, they can.
Well, you know, the whole, and this is, if anybody studies anything about social engineering and how countries have taken over or how they work, when the communists wanted it, when they laid their playbook out to take over this country, they says, well, we can't do it militarily because, you know, it'd be messy, it's too strong, they probably win, blah, right? So what you do is, what you do is it's a 30, 40-year plan. The first thing you do is infiltrate the school boards.
Same thing Hitler did.
Thank you. It's good. You know anything about history, you look at it, this is not new. Yeah. We've seen this over and
Hitler
over.
did the same thing. He started with the kids young, brainwashed them, brought them up, and then...
What was his quote? You give me a kid at the age of 3, he's mine for life.
Yep.
America, and then in public schools, we have classes, ESL, English as a second language. Yeah, in America, accommodate to here. But we're bending over backwards for them.
A part of the agenda. It's all part of that agenda. Now, what you're involved in is extremely... I mean, we're talking about that as the immediate future. Because AI, robotic technology, and AI altogether, or just, technology, the Internet of Things, are going to change our lives so dramatically in such a short period. They already have.
Oh, yeah. It changes so quickly.
Is that something, an aspect of you that you teach? What is that?
Oh, she's teaching.
No, I do elementary, so it's just like a computer intro, just how to use it, how to use the mouse, how to navigate on the
Okay.
Introduce.
But you do know that the inventors of all of this stuff don't raise their kids in schools that use these things.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. When you look at the interview, it was with the creator of Apple, right?
So we don't even go
Jobs.
on the internet. We have our own little program we follow.
Yeah. When they asked Steve Jobs, well, they're coming out with their new, thing. Are your kids going to be the first one? He says, I don't allow my kids to use any of this stuff.
Because he knew how bad.
It's getting us used. It's so we can have a cashless society. Everything is on the internet. We become a cashless society. Then we're hooked. Anytime they want to non-person us, it's just like kick you off.
McDonald's, you go up to a kiosk to place your order.
Yeah.
Who needs physical people working the register?
You see my question, why allow low-skilled workers into the country when AI robotic technology are taking those jobs away?
Exactly.
Just more miles to
Like,
feed.
I refuse to go to the self-checkout at Walmart or Target. Well, I'm paying you to shop here. Like, I'm buying the stuff, you're making money. I'm not checking my own stuff out. I'm not bagging it myself. Hello.
Well, the country has changed a lot to where the robotics are taking over most of the jobs.
You pay a worker to do that.
See, you're pretty safe though, unless they just, let the.
Oh, they're getting that in there too.
Yeah. Imagine in some situations that you physically couldn't go into a.
Well, they got other countries that have implemented a robotic thing that will go in.
Right.
And into even a house fire, and what it does, it'll go in and it sets off a bomb that sucks all the oxygen. Fire can't burn without oxygen.
Right.
So
Well, that's how they put out the oil wells too. The same thing, right?
And then they would send the robot into the middle of the house.
Yeah.
The house would lose all its oxygen. The fire would go out. Done deal.
Now, let me get your opinion on this, because I'm going to get conspiratorial on you. You're the expert at this, though. You've been at it a while. You certainly know more than a layperson about how fire works. These fires out in California, do you see anything odd about the fact that you would have a car basically melted, and from here to there you have a plastic swing that's not even singed? Is that odd?
Well, with the car, you got the fluids, you got the chemicals in the car.
Trees, but you got trees right next to something that's burning that are still got green leaves. They still got the pine green leaf needles, and right next to it, from where we're standing to here, is something that's just scorched.
Yeah.
You got one home that's completely, just dust, just nothing but cinder, and right next to it, one that doesn't even got a bruise on it.
Yeah, it is. I guess it depends on the wind. The way the wind blows. One, yeah. But heat. Fire gives off radiant heat, so anything that's close, it should burn. If it's produced that much.
Another reason I'm saying this, because I take everything with a grain of salt, but I don't dismiss anything either. There have been pictures. Now, I don't know if they're doctored, but I know they have these things because I've talked to enough experts out here and people that say we do, where that these fires are set deliberately.
Could be. Yeah. If they say like the campfire, that was somebody that built the campfire. But,
there's also the direct energy laser beams that have been filmed. that have exploded, that can explain why something was cindered here and didn't get burnt here.
Oh, you're talking about from satellites?
Yes, and planes and helicopters and stuff. I mean, they say, as I said, it's one of those things you look at and go, and then they have trees. I don't know if you've seen this. Maybe you're again.
But why would you think they would do that?
Well, if you look at the track of these fires, it's along the same track of where they want to put in the high-speed rail.
So clear the land. Could be, yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that
no, that's been
greedy conglomerates,
that's been happening.
Wanted to drive people out.
Yeah.
That they create a drought or whatever the situation, clear fire, whatever. That to run people out. I mean, we did it.
That's been happening ever since the railroad started.
Thank you.
Every time they needed to get somewhere with the railroad, that's money.
Okay. So if you just happen to look at the track of these fires, it's right along that corridor.
Wow. Never thought about that, but hey, I don't put them past.
And that would explain maybe why this house is okay, this one isn't.
Because it's not in the path.
Why buy them out when we could just burn them out? Let the insurance have to handle it.
Yeah, they don't care how many people they kill.
Government.
We're talking about some ruthless people. Definitely not Christians.
Most of them, and a lot of people have this theory about California. It's just that California brought it on themselves, and God's just punishing them because of the evilness that they
in another way, I mean, which is true too, because I've talked to enough Bureau of Land Management guys out here, and conservation guys that work for the government, but that were honest, that say that the regulations and rules that have been put in place because of the tree huggers and well, we need it all natural, so instead of cleaning the brush out and being good stewards of the land, allowed all of this underbrush and dry timber
stay.
Plus, now we're going to do another aspect of it. If you're familiar, you're familiar with the geoengineering programs that we have in place?
No.
Okay. Look up weather weapons.
Well, I heard about they have one. What was that one that creates storms?
Yeah, well, we've been trying to manipulate the weather since we got hot air balloons. I mean, come on, Indians would, rain dances. I mean, it makes sense that the military would try to weaponize the weather, and of course, the leaked document in 1995, Air Force document, says weather as a force multiplier, controlling the weather by 2025. And they show, and I was out here talking to a gentleman the other day that up in Alaska that lives next to the HAARP radar. You know what HAARP is? HAARP, High Altitude Aurora Reception Project, that bounces radio beams off the ionosphere, then can focus it down onto a section of the ocean, create a hurricane, and then steer it. So it makes plausible deniability weather weapons. China just bragged. They're bragging about this. Is another thing I don't get. They talk global warming. Well, why don't they ever mention this crap? China just bragged. I mean, I'm impressed. Now, how they're going to make it rain over a size 6 times the size of Nebraska? It was a few years ago they bragged about making it snow for the Winter Olympics.
I heard something about
yes.
Yeah.
So this is stuff.
I don't watch the news.
And then if you look at if you do like I do, go to the congressionals and read the congressional records and financial statements. We spend billions of dollars spraying aluminum. See that thing up there? That cloud?
I forget what they call
That's a chemtrail.
Chemtrail, yeah.
Yesterday, 90% of what we had in the sky, that's a chemtrail, that's a chemtrail, that's a chemtrail right there. This is all stuff that was sprayed out of an airplane. These are artificial clouds. They're made out of aluminum, barium, strontium, beryllium. These are heavy metals.
Trail, plainly.
Yeah. Now, when you spray aluminum dust in the atmosphere and it lands on something, it becomes a flash. It's another thing that has aspirated the fires out there.
Good thing, yeah.
So, and this is all terraforming. It's when people started first asking, what the hell is that? They tried to deny it at first. Like, what's what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But when it was undeniable, they say, well, that.
That's a vapor line.
Is it? Well, they'd say, well, we're doing that to fight global warming. But what was the discussion? And how do we know what the long-term and short-term effects are of spraying this stuff in the air that we breathe in? Because aluminum causes Alzheimer's and neurological diseases. Hence the dramatic increase in all of these neurological diseases.
True. I know what you're saying.
So we're paying with our tax dollars for these guys to spray us like bugs.
Could be their way of trying to monitor the population.
It's all that.
Yeah.
It is all that. It's a depopulation program. Because here's the deal.
Well,
it's called Agenda 21. Okay. So UN agenda that all schools, it goes down all the way to the local governments. If you become a local councilman or something, you already become a member of ICLEI, the International Council on Local Environmental Issues, that issue regulations directly from the UN on sustainability. Well, this whole agenda is in place to control every aspect of our lives. Our water, energy, transportation, food, electronics, education, everything. Every single aspect to sustainability. It's been morphed, and now they come out with Agenda 2030. Now, you can look all this stuff up. It's, as I said, it's in the books. Agenda 2030 wants to achieve the goal of world government by 2030.
Well, that's in the Bible.
Thank you.
Yep.
This is all there, baby.
Yeah, everything's in the
Right.
Bible.
Thank you. They want to reduce the world's population to 500 million people by 2030. They're going to use pandemics, this stuff they spraying on us, wars, famine, pestilence, everything that the Bible would prophesize. But it's something, but if knowledge, again, you remember in the Bible it also says, we have the opportunity to stop any of this if we have the will.
Correct. But like the Bible states that the countries are going to become one. They want to be one worldwide.
Yes.
They already started on the currency thing, which they wanted to have one currency. We haven't moved into it yet.
And what do you hear these chants from these leftists now openly saying no borders, no walls, no USA at all?
Correct.
The group that's bringing these immigrants up is called, Nations Without Borders. That's the name of the group.
I think that the U.S. needs to be almost eliminated from the equation, because we always a person that stands up, says something, and we always fighting against this.
Well, we weren't until he got in.
Correct.
Exactly.
Ain't no doubt. I love that. I love that man. Obama was a yes sir. He was a yes sir.
I think he's part of the Satan.
And you got her set up straight. She's a nut.
Oh, you think he's part of the Satan?
No, not
Oh, her. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Obama too.
Obama was.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not just talking to another person out here, the other couple about Dream. If you haven't seen a documentary called Dreams from My Real Father, that documents Obama's history. He is completely made out of the CIA cloth. He was from before birth, was sold to the CIA. His real father was Frank Marshall Davis, one of the top communists in the country at the time.
Well, they say that he was part of this elite group that kind of like the Bushes and all,
Yep.
like they're like awarded the presidency. And they freed him to do this. And
The Bilderberg Group.
yeah, and then this man stepped in.
Thank you.
And
I think he does.
I think he's doing a great job
United States.
myself.
I think
He opens his mouth sometimes. I'm sorry.
He does some.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Oh no, I don't have no problem with
for president.
he goes back with this big and back and more. But I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I care about my safety, my economy, jobs, and pretty much.
I mean, you don't care about the trannies finding a good bathroom where they don't get discriminated against?
No, I care less about that.
You know what they had here?
Be your own.
You know what they did over here? And this happened in your neighborhood.
Oh, I'm sure.
This is a couple of months ago. It was a couple of months ago. It was in school. And maybe you know about this already. The tranny book hour.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
I don't.
They wait.
We're from St. Bernard, but we live in Slidell. I work in.
This is, you're going to look this up. This is absolutely insane. They got the tranny book tour, and it's transvestites. I mean, the ugliest, most horrible, demon-looking trannies you'd ever see. Make these guys out here look like Marilyn Monroe. I mean, horrible, like looking trannies, right? Going to.
Oh, they went and read a book.
You heard about that?
Yes, I did.
And most parents took their kid out.
Yeah, they I think it was in there, and it was over there. It was one in your neighborhood, and the parents got together and said, no.
Through work.
Yeah.
Yes, my coworkers were talking
here's
about
my opinion. When you
last year, something.
Yeah, it was right. You kick God out. You start slapping God in the face, he's going to come back and he's going to slap you in the face. And he's going to take things from this country. And this man's trying to bring morals back to this country and put a backbone back in us. And
kind of hard when 90% of the country is the devil had it by the neck.
Oh yeah, and I couldn't stand that man. I remember when he got in. I had a black guy that we was working around, and he threw it all up in my face. I said, well, look, man, let me tell you, I ain't got nothing against black people. So I got black friends, I got all this. I said, but let's see what he does. After the first 2-3 years, I said, what do you think about your president now? Oh, he thought he was demoralized. I said, he ain't done a damn thing in 3 years, 4 years. He said, after 8 years, he still didn't do nothing. He put a healthcare system in that cost people money, and it wasn't worth a shit. And then everybody loves him. I'm like, what is up with this?
Our healthcare premiums going up.
I pay more.
Our coverage has gone down. Our co-pays have gone up. And they keep saying, oh, it's because of Obama. I'm like, what is going on? Oh, it's because of Obamacare. It's because of Obamacare. Yeah. I'm like, it's costing us, the workers.
Yeah, it was costing us. I don't mind helping people, but when you enable, and that's all they do is you help, and give. And then why would they decide to go out and do anything? Yeah. The problem with the country is we feel, everybody feels they're entitled.
Well, indeed.
And you're not entitled to nothing. The government does assist you and helps you, but what it's called is a helping hand to get you up, on your feet, give you a nudge, and on your way you go.
I had a little glimmer of hope the other day. These young black girls combined, right? Teens, upper teens. Maybe 20. Well, we don't like Trump. I go, why don't you like him?
No.
He's taking away food stamps. I go, well, let me ask you something. Would you want to depend on me to feed you? Because that's what you're asking. You're asking Uncle Sam, you're asking the government. Now, what if one day I just go, I don't want to. Wouldn't you feel better about yourself, more prideful? Because there are jobs out there. Go get a job.
And you feed yourself.
And then you feed yourself. You can count on, as long as I'm working, I know I'm secure. I don't have to count on me to feed you. Wouldn't you feel better? And at least one of them went.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The light bulb click. Maybe she'll start thinking.
Yeah, and that's the best I can hope for out here.
Yes.
So I gave you a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton. Here's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton. It's good for any crime in the world. And on the back, I got a YouTube channel. You can see a lot of my encounters out here. If you'd like to support me in the future, a lot of my designs you get on apparel.
Okay.
Come with a trigger back guarantee. If you don't trigger a libel, you get your money back.